Yo, what's going on, you guys? So, starting my day here off at Kerry's house, and if you guys remember the last time I was here, his distributor cap took a shit. So last night we went to a meet, you know, kind of hang out with the friends stuff. He took me back home, and then he was headed home, made a pull, and some shit happened. So he was telling me the car wasn't like running right, it was only in limp mode, it had check engine light and all that stuff. So I got here just now, checked the check engine light flashes, and it was a code 9. I told him it's distributor. Mostly code 9 is related to distributor, and most of the cases you have to swap a distributor out. So I decided, I said, you know what, let's open this distributor cap up. And what do we see here? I have no idea what all of this is, and it's wrapped around the rotor like completely. So not sure where that came from. And I highly advise when you boost your car, go with an OEM distributor. I don't know what it is with these O'Reilly's, eBay ones. They always tend to have a lot of issues, and I don't know what Kerry's gonna do, but I'm gonna take off this rotor, figure out where the hell all these fray of copper came from, and figure out what we can do as far as a fix goes. It's always something with you, Kerry.
Sorry.
God damn. Look at this. Look what we had to do last night, guys. These bolts stripped it out, and the turbo separated from the manifold, and the bolts won't go back in. So what I had to do was, using this bolt right here, I bolted the turbo as close as I can to close all these gaps, and then I just welded the turbo to the goddamn manifold. Bigger welds everywhere. This one's actually JB weld. I don't know if you guys can see, that's a JB weld. See, it just broke off. See the shit that I gotta do for this car? But you know what? eBay turbo, no shaft play. It's been 1 year. This car makes 242 to wheels on 6 pound with the ripped diaphragm in the wastegate. And we're supposed to be retuning this car soon on E85. But we gotta fix every little bullshit first before we do. I don't know how I put up with Kerry, but I just do. Okay, so it seems that all these wires came out of this magnet thing, looking thing right here. Like, it's completely gone. And what does Kerry always say? Not my car.
Not my car.
Time for me to go home, boys. So before I came here, I texted his brother, and he did the check engine light. He went online, did some research, and he was like, I think it's the distributor. So before I came here, I grabbed my distributor for my car, since I'm not you know, VTEC B series anytime soon. I figured I'm gonna let him use this until he gets his own distributor. But car's running, check engine light's gone, and quit fucking shit up. Okay, well, half of this shit in here is like the stuff from my car. Okay, but you're lucky I'm not using any of them right now. But bullshit aside, we're supposed to get in this car back to the dyno soon. New diaphragm for the wastegate, and we're going to do all the E85 lines. We're going to convert over to E85. Possibly going to have to get a new manifold. Cough cough, Hayden, where you at? And if we can use the same turbo, we'll use the same turbo. Our goal now is 300 horsepower, and you know, got some PRs coming soon, so y'all stay tuned for that. Back to my house. Oh, and before I get on out of here, the 450cc injectors I need for this car for the Honda YouTube challenge is actually right there. So when we switch to E85, he's going to be running the Hunter Tune 880cc injectors, and he's going to be shooting me those so I can use that on this car. Now let's get out of here. All right, guys, so I'm back here in the garage. Ate some food when I got home from Kerry's house, and went into food coma, so lost a little bit of daylight once again. So earlier I went to O'Reilly's and I got myself an alternator belt, a brand new one, since mine was put into Kerry's car over a year ago. So I'm gonna install this right here and get that all nice and tensioned. As far as everything else I did off camera, I found a B series fuel rail in the backyard, so I don't have to use my AEM one, and I found some stock AWD 0 injectors, since I'm going to be firing the car all motor first. Block fuel pressure regulator, not sure where it's set at. It was in my bin because I don't have a stock regulator on top of that, so I used that. This manifold might have been an AWD 2 LS because this was completely shut off, like no port for the IAT sensor. So what I did was I drilled a hole and then I tapped it for the original screws, and now we have an IAT sensor in place. Found an idle air control valve in my bin, just kind of, you know, part of my hoarding stuff. I knew I had that lying around because the one that came off the B20, the whole bottom section was gone. I don't know if they destroyed it at HMO or whatever, but it wasn't there. And as far as the throttle body goes, I am using my JG 65mm, I believe, 65 with the new gasket, because this one has a TPS on it and it has a good map. This came off my JG manifold, since the other throttle body had the fast idle valve thing. I don't know what that is, but it had that on it. I didn't want to use it, and it had a TPS sensor, so I figured I'd just throw it on here to use it for this setup. And then I took off the stock banjo, put a -6 on that because my line in that car is a -6. So just getting this all prepared. Found some vacuum lines, hooked them all up, and I think the only one that I need is from here to here. And I need a distributor because I'm not sure if I can use this distributor because of the plug that it has is only one, but dime a dozen in a junkyard, so I might have to go snag a distributor from the junkyard. An OEM unit if I can, because OEM is best. Other than that, I'm probably not going to use this header because this header is actually pointing down to the ground, kind of. But I think regardless, I'm going to have to cut that to clear the transfer case until we go turbo. So may or may not use it. What else did I do? I tapped the oil pan right here for a -10 bung for the return line on a turbo, and I capped it off with a new oil pan gasket as well. So that's all cherry. I know I've mentioned that I may not be opening up my transmission and inspecting it, but I saw a video last night of an all-wheel drive Honda, and it completely destroyed second gear B-series tranny. So I may today pull the tranny over here, reinforce that shift fork. If you guys have seen the SP Tuning's channel, he reinforced his second gear shift fork so it doesn't bend, although plenty of people have bent them even though they were reinforced. But I'd rather reinforce it than to not have it reinforced and mess up somewhere along my 4,000 mile journey. So, and today my clutch came in a day earlier, so I'm gonna go grab that real quick. Clutch, and I also have a mail from Eugene. If you guys don't know who Eugene is, he is SeeRxdood on Instagram. If you guys are looking for any CRX stuff, this is the man to go to, especially clips and stuff for all the moldings and panels and everything that you may be missing in your car. Oh snap, this is freaking awesome. Wow, Eugene, thank you very much for the sticker, bro. That's like spot on, dude. That's super freaking dope. And this is his Facebook, facebook.com/stickerguybob. If you guys EF, I believe I've seen this on Facebook, but I believe he has a ton of stickers for EFs. I'm not sure about other chassis, but make sure to go to Facebook, check him out. He may have some sticker of your chassis. Pick up a few, because I think this design right here, like, it's spot on with the wagon, like every body and curvature lines and all. Looks freaking awesome. So thanks, Eugene. Thank you, Sticker Car Bob, for providing something like this for us car community guys who have much appreciation for these type of deals. I'm definitely not going to put it here because, I mean, I want this to be seen. Oh, and I also forgot. A buddy of mine got this for me as well too. Now, it's not the color of my car, but I can tell you, it is the color of my brother's car. Whoever made these, I don't know where it came from. Lean Customs, gave him a follow as well. This is super dope. Pick you guys up a pin. Maybe I'll have a few of these on the merch website as well, so y'all stay tuned for that. So here's my replacement competition disc for my old existing clutch kit, and I went with a 6-puck unsprung disc, which is pretty much the same one that I ran before right here. And I personally do not like sprung disc, because in the back of my mind I'm always worried about the spring breaking because of, like, you know, either heavy abuse or whatever. The spring does break, and I've had them broke before. So ever since, I've gone to a straight rigid disc with no spring on it, and I have no problems with driving this on the street. So this is my disc, and I'm going to be using the Type R flywheel as well as the competition pressure plate wherever it's at. So I went ahead and I didn't really do much research, or I didn't really find much things other than SP Tuning's video when he took apart his transmission. So I kind of fidgeted around trying to figure out what I needed to remove this top case, because the you know, shift selector and all that stuff differs from, you know, your regular B series tranny, and I didn't really show the process. So late in the evening again. So today was the first time I washed the car in a long time. But here's the shift fork. The orange marking is pretty much my distance that I have to make a gusset, and this one right here has a line on the side because when you shift it up, I believe you know, that line is right where the gears on this stack sits at. So, you know, if I make a gusset too big and it exceeds that orange and I shift up, it's probably gonna wedge this up into the other gear stack. So I know to stop there, and the other one, there's nothing on this end at all, so I can make it as long as I need it. I have a sheet right there. It's about 1/4 inch thick, and I'm gonna take that, cut some triangular gussets and clean that sucker up. I went to Walmart, got some brake cleaner, and I'm gonna grind it down some, and then we'll start welding. One 2 shift fork is shifted into second right now, and we have no interference whatsoever with the gusset and the gears. So now I'm ready to close up this case. So that's pretty much it. All the bolts, all in place. Reverse. This is the longer 12mm bolt right there. All put back into place. And I'm gonna change out these seals. I'm gonna get some new ones from Honda before I put my half shaft and everything on. You know, axles in placement is in the car. Change it now so I know they're brand new. Don't have to worry about it later. And that's pretty much it as far as reinforcing the forks, opening and closing this transmission goes. So this is a big step, and hopefully tomorrow I can now dropped that engine off the stand, put the clutch, the flywheel, throwout bearing, made it with this transmission. Figure out something for the header, because the header is probably going to interfere with the transfer case, or maybe something I can worry about when the motor is actually in the car, because it's going to be hard to try to make it work when the engine transmission is sitting on the dolly. So when it's in the car, up in the air, we'll figure out the header situation. But I want to at least get the long block transmission, everything near complete. So the only thing we got to do is slap it in the car, figure out the motor mounts, and it should fire over without, you know, too much more work putting into it. So with that being said, thank you guys for watching, and see you guys in the next video. Peace.